Hello, hello. Welcome to our show titled Speak of Africa. Brothers and sisters, we're happy to welcome you back. We've been away for a few months. We had some technical issues we're trying to resolve. Finally, we're able to resolve all those technical issues. So now we have a better show. We're going to bring you a whole lot of stories from Africa as we normally do. And we're going to also give you our analysis so that we can shed light on most of the stories that are breaking out in the motherland. Even this week, there are so many stories breaking out in the motherland. And I think pretty much we're going to have on the scramble for Africa. A lot of the superpowers are still scrambling for Africa. And we're going to focus a whole lot on the middle of Africa, especially West Africa. We're going to look at Cameroon. We're going to look at Chad. We're going to look at Central African Republic. Okay? And of course, we're going to look at Nigeria. We cannot really focus on Africa without looking at Nigeria. So we're going to focus on Nigeria because a lot of news is breaking out in Nigeria. And you know, we love Nigeria very much. So many of our supporters are from Nigeria. So we know that, and we always try to feature Nigeria on this show. So to begin, we're going to look at some of the news that has just been breaking out this week. Let's start with Cameroon. So much is happening in Cameroon, and we want to draw your attention to this news. First, we want to talk about French neo-colonialism. There is a form of anti-French feeling. Cameroonians are tired of France because France puts dictators in place. When one dictator dies, they replace the dictator with another dictator. So you have a form of radicalism going on in Cameroon. Some of it is secular, which means by private people, disaffected youth. The other form is religious, which you have like Islamic radicalism. So those two forces are really working themselves out in Cameroon as we speak. But let's start with the secular area. This week, some of you sent us videos showing bike riders protesting. They stormed the offices of the mayor of Yaoundé, and we have the video to show you. They were protesting because the bikes of some of their peers were seized by the mayor's office, and they stormed the mayor's office to demand the bikes back. They wanted to get these bikes back, and you can see the way they were really fighting with the forces of law and order. They were really spraying tear gas on them, but they were hell-bent on challenging the mayor's office with those thugs they call soldiers. So when people want their rights, they really have to protest. So this is a form of enlightenment. Our people now know that they cannot sit and just expect a dictator who has been handpicked by France to rule their lives forever, to put them in slavery. France is just interested in the resources in Cameroon, the oil and the other resources, the timber. France doesn't really care about Cameroonians. And the average Cameroonian is aware of this now. Already, there are some forces at work showing that it looks like France wants to install Frank Biya to replace his father, Paul Biya. They are already working a campaign because normally what France does, as they've just done in Chad, we're going to tell you soon, they try to bring a puppet. Then when the puppet dies, they bring another puppet. Or if they are not happy with that puppet, they just kill him and replace him with the son or the daughter. That's the kind of game France is really playing in Africa. So it's just like a play. They stage it, they deceive the public. Like in the case of Cameroon, they're already trying to arrange and rig an election to make Frank Biya to become the new president. But are the people happy? No, the people are not really happy. They don't really want this to happen. But France thinks the Cameroonians are stupid. They're going to impose their will on the Cameroonians. But already, many Cameroonians, especially like those from Ambazonia, they know that they don't welcome this. And this week, we can tell you that Ambazonia also scored so many victories which you're going to salute them. For a while, we've been telling you that this war was an unjust war, and we said it was a senseless war. But because France was piloting everything from above, giving instructions, comme ils disent, les hautes instructions. They tell Paul Biya what to do, then Paul Biya grabs Atanganji and Dion Gute, the prime minister, then they execute the orders of France in the country. The people are tired of such a colonial arrangement. The people think what they really need is democracy. And they are fighting, and you can see exactly the way the people challenge Paul Biya's thugs and militias this week. So many of them died, and we have pictures to show you. And they died fighting for an unjust cause, and you can see some of the Biya's thugs or militia, Bulu militia, you see them weeping, crying like babies. We have said this before, that war is not good. If you start killing innocent civilians, eventually their relatives are going to rise against you. And that's what has been happening this week. And we can show you the pictures and the videos. There are so many videos. You see videos of some of the Amba restoration forces dancing, jubilating over their victory. Before, the Biya forces were just getting into Amba land with all the effrontery. So now the guys have learned how to build IEDs, improvised explosive devices. They build these IEDs and they explode when they get to a certain point, and they kill a lot of the Biya thugs. Now that this is happening, it is striking fear in the hearts of a lot of the soldiers. The soldiers are crying quite a bit, and we feel sorry for their families, but they should have known that Amba land is a no-go zone. What did Ben Muna say? Ben Muna had already shown that he's a prophet. He said, our forefathers allowed this fight to go away, but the young people of today have decided to take the fight to the enemy.
It's not gone. It doesn't make it. The president of this country better wake up to the real fact. This country was united by permission. It was not one indivisible. It was united by the will of the people of the Southern Cameroon, not by the will of any other person.
They did not have any weapons. They started with sticks, with nothing, then guns. Then now they are seizing the weapons of the enemy and fighting. And we can even show you a very nice video that some of you sent to us. It shows a video of Guard Presidential. Some of those presidential guards of Mr. Paul Biya's, they went to attack some civilians, and they arrested these civilians and took them to their camp. The brave forces of Ambazonia stormed those camps and took all those weapons. You can just see a big cache of weapons. And our guys were just showing these weapons on the air. So this is what bravery can do. Our people now are ready to die, and they've been dying like Spartans, but they're not surrendering. So this month has really been a victory month for Ambazonia. And we salute most of the guys who are fighting. Even today, before we started working on the show of today, Field Marshal also sent us a salutary message for the brave generals of the Northwest who are really fighting and scoring these big gains. But even in the Southwest, you also have guys in Limbe with the Burn a bar which was selling beer. The people don't want beer. Beer is just like the opium of the people. So the people don't want this beer to be sold in their territory because it dulls their senses and makes them not to think. The people want to start thinking. So you can see. Then one of you guys also sent us memories of Nguti Airport. Nguti was one of those areas in Upper Bayang area, and you can see what the airport used to be like back during the 1950s. Nice area. People could fly from Nguti to different parts of the country and the world. But today it's no more. So when people ask, why are these people in Ambazonia angry? This is why they are angry. When they look back in anger, they can't understand why they cannot really enjoy life anymore. So you can see what is really happening to really make them angry. And we've shown you a lot of the videos which can really explain the anger, why the people hate the French, because they are trying to install another puppet. Biya Paul is a French puppet. His son also is going to be a puppet. But the people don't want puppets. They want democracy. So that's really why there's anti-French feeling in this part of the world. So we make you now to understand the problem.
Gonna take me to this place so I can get my taxes done. You know I'm trying to buy a new house. What's up?
Let's get it on. If you're searching for a house, call up my man Prince Ojong, the best in real estate. Take it from your guy's shape. When I say his services are the best in the states, word is born. He even take care of your tax forms, fat refunds. So come, get your business done. Consultations, financial organization, fast processing, no waiting. This man is amazing. The Prince.
Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131.
From La Republique du Cameroun and Ambazonia, we're going to move to Chad. Chad is an area that is also happening. There is a whole security risk in Chad. Idriss Déby Itno just stole an election from the people a few days ago. Unfortunately for him, he thought because he has French backing, nobody can touch him. He's untouchable. He made the error to misread the people's anger. And what happened? When he flew to the north, to the war front, to confront the people, they killed him. Because you can be a general or a marshal or whatever you call yourself, a demigod. When they shoot you with that bullet, it will kill you. So we don't really know why this guy was taking himself for a demigod just because he was a puppet of France. And of course, you can look at it. When he died, Emmanuel Macron, le bébé Macron, was at his funeral. Why? He wanted to make sure that the institutions of the country should not stand. He wanted to kill democracy. So actually, there is suspicion that the French security forces killed Idriss Déby because they were tired of him. It looks like their favorite friend in Africa was not listening to them anymore. So they wanted to get rid of him, then get his son to replace him. So it's like business as usual. You can see the pictures. This movement is not popular because the people of Chad did not accept this coup d'etat. And the presence of Macron in Chad, N'Djamena, was not well received. But because he has the soldiers and physical force, he forced himself to be there and impose Déby's son, Mahatma Déby Itno. But is this a popular choice? No. Already the rebels are still contesting. Even though Muhammad Idriss Déby Itno has said he's conciliatory, he's going to try to work with the rebels and the other people, we don't think he'll be able to do so because he's not a free person. He is a stooge. He's a puppet of France. So he'll be doing only what France asked him to do. How can a free man make decisions? The way the French system is set up, when they call it FrancAfrique, they decide what happens in their colony. You may call it a former colony, but it's still a French colony as far as I'm concerned. I'm just telling you the truth. That's what is really happening. So it's really sad when you look at Chad. What will happen after Idriss Déby? Not a whole lot. Same old, same old. That's what I will tell you. Nothing is really going to change. FrancAfrique is still there. Until the people continue fighting for their rights, that's when change can really come to this part of the world. So already, the place is so awash with weapons to a point that even Idriss Déby himself thought by bombarding the rebels in the air, he will keep them at bay. They will not come to N'Djamena. But already, the rebels are threatening to get into N'Djamena. We have some of our reporters who are feeding us with information inside Chad, and we are receiving this intelligence and we're sharing it with you. The days ahead are not going to be easy. Things are going to be tough. So we don't think the baby Idriss Muhammad Itno would be able to handle things. If he's not overthrown, some of the forces will take him out. So it's going to be tough because the people really want to decide the affairs of their country. They don't want Chad to continue being a colony of France. They want Chad to be free. They're looking for freedom. It's really sad when you look at a country like Chad. They have a lot of oil. Then they even build this Chadian Cameroonian oil pipeline. You would think that with a lot of oil, the people can start enjoying the fruits of nature. But Idriss Déby monopolized everything. He was confident because France was his ally. So with the French war on terror, he had the confidence that the French would support him no matter what happens. Yes, they supported him no matter what happened, but they could not prevent him from dying because France is not God. Only God has the power to prevent you from death. So that's the lesson dictators need to learn. France cannot do the impossible. If you think France is protecting you, they'll protect you from all your enemies, you are wrong. And that's the message we're taking to all these dictators who don't listen. Because when you look at it, you say to yourself, why is this happening? So that's what we can tell you about Chad. From Chad, we're going to move now to Central African Republic. This is another area. We've talked a lot about the Central African Republic on this show, but this is just another area where the French have been playing politics because of resources, mining resources. They don't want to leave. They create havoc in this country, and the people are suffering. You can see a lot of the videos. Right now, you have another puppet, Faustin Archange Touadéra, who is ruling the country now. But he has taken the country into the arms of the Russians. So the French are really angry because they are not in control in this part of the world anymore. It looks like he's more comfortable with the Russians. The Russians came in, they are protecting him, they are training his army, and they are also mining the minerals in that country. So in exchange for security, he gets support from the Russians. So he's selling his country because he needs to stay in power. So that's the tragedy of power in Africa. There's this scramble. France is still not happy to be kicked out of the Central African Republic. So they are really trying to make sure that this should not happen in any other French former colony. They want to really maintain the French power in it. But Vladimir Putin of Russia has big plans for Africa. He wants to conquer Africa, and he's fighting to do this. I'm just unhappy because most of the Americans have not reason to understand the designs Putin has set on this continent. He's going to do it because he still looks at the old days of the Cold War. He lives and he dreams to remake his country in the old image of a Soviet empire. Will this succeed? Well, so long as the West is allowing him to do it, it looks like he may succeed because he's already taken the Central African Republic, and this is really putting a sour taste in the mouth of the French. Now the French have realized that before you know it, another part of the country will be able to go away from them. They will lose it. They've lost the Central African Republic. They don't want to lose Cameroon. They don't want to lose Chad. Okay? So that's just where France finds itself. But there's a whole lot of anti-French feeling because the people don't like France. But what is causing all this anti-French feeling is the behavior of France, is what the so-called the FrancAfrique, the old way France does business in Africa that is unfair. It's unfair to Africans. Africans don't like the fact that France is imposing a dictator on them. Okay? So we've talked a whole lot about FrancAfrique, but there's also a lot of news breaking in Nigeria, which we really want to share with you. For many months now, we've been telling you about insecurity in Nigeria. Even before Muhammadu Buhari became the president of Nigeria, Nigeria as a country was rife with insecurity. Just so much insecurity that you cannot really bear, you cannot even fathom, okay? We can show you pictures of President Buhari holding security meetings with his team, but we ask ourselves, it looks like most of these meetings are useless. They're ineffective. He has been holding this meeting for many, many months, but the security problem is still there. Insecurity is rife. Look at Benue. We have a video we're going to share with you, which one of our viewers sent to us. It shows you Samuel Otom, the governor of Benue. He is really crying for help. He feels President Buhari is not doing much to solve the problem of insecurity in Nigeria. As a general, Nigerians were thinking that President Buhari would adopt a common sense and effective strategy to handle insecurity. But it looks like President Buhari doesn't know what he's doing. He's a general just in word, not in deed, because he's a general who doesn't really know the art of war. For a general who understands the art of war, even management skills, he needs to sit down and look at the problem and figure out the best way to handle this problem. And he needs to be honest with his supporters. he should not just dictate solutions to them, because they can feed him with practical solutions, how to deal with some of these guys, especially the Fulani herdsmen, who are really killing people. They go on a killing spree. So the killing spree needs to stop. So how do you stop it? The whole issue is, it looks like Mr. Buhari's hands are tied. When it's time to kill Igbo protesters, he will send people to go and kill them easily. But when these Fulani herdsmen kill people with joyful abandon, he does nothing about it. So is he just afraid of the people who are his supporters? He doesn't want to lose political support? So those are the questions that Nigerians are asking, and they really want this question to be addressed. Because when you look at this whole issue of Fulani herdsmen, we've talked about it on this show many times. We've told you that the problem with most of these Fulani herdsmen is that they are living in the past. Modern times require modern methods. They are still using ancient methods of farming. Today, farming is mechanized. They still believe that open grazing is what they did a long time ago. Their parents did it, so they too should continue doing the same thing their parents did a long time ago. But with modern times, we need to adopt modern methods of farming. People have their farms, so they cannot just encroach on people's farms with their cattle and expect the people to keep quiet. When the people complain, they send people to kill them. And the plight of Samuel Ojong, the governor of Benue State, rings in my mind. And I really want to share this tragedy with you. There's a video you guys sent to us, and we want to share this video with you before we end the show of today. Please take a look at this video.
What is happening, if the federal government have taken proactive steps, today will not be where we are. These cops you're seeing here, in the last 2 weeks, we are burying over 70 people just in Makurdi local government alone. This is not accepted. Go to Guman, the same killings are taking place. Go to Gwa West, the same killings are taking place. This is not right. The federal government have refused to take proactive steps to arrest this ugly situation that we're witnessing here today. You will recall that I alerted the entire nation when Fulanis in 14 countries met in Yola and declared that except we repeal the prohibition of open grazing law, Benue will not know peace. And on the ground, I did say that I was targeted for elimination, to be assassinated, and that was done on me. It's only God that saved me.
Thank you very much for watching the video, which you can see the governor of Benue State, Mr. Samuel Ojong. We hope you enjoyed this show of today. We're going to be bringing you more news, and we're going to be building some new websites, which we're going to link to our channel, so that you should be getting more news from us. So news should not just be a weekly event. We want to be sharing a lot of information with you, and we're analyzing it too. Then at the same time too, the time that we're away from taping a lot of the shows, we're able to build our businesses, because we believe that the only way we can change Africa is to be able to make money to support most of our causes. And one of them is insurance. We really encourage you to get into the insurance business. Anybody who wants to get into the insurance business can really receive my assistance. I can help you to become an agent. It doesn't matter the state in which you are. I can make it happen for you because I have the contacts. Now, you can get into the franchise called Farmers Insurance. You can sell different products and services. They have over 30 companies in their network. And I can get you in as an African, because there are very few Africans in this network. So I'm looking for Africans who really want to get into the insurance business. I'll be able to help them to break in. It's a very lucrative business, because instead of just working for other people, you can have the pleasure of having your own business. So Farmers Insurance can be a really good business for you. At the same time too, we've also completed the building of our app. For over 5 years, we've been working feverishly on an app called Alexia HTC. We've finished working on this app. The app is ready now to market. In fact, we've also had a lot of support. It's really interesting that so many big companies are supporting us, and I can give you a list of some of our supporters. From the very beginning, we're going to have the support of Comcast TV. Comcast TV is going to be airing ads promoting Alexia HTC application. It's a modern application for healthcare. We want healthcare to be more affordable, to be more accurate, okay, so that there are no mistakes. Most of the mistakes they make, like wrong diagnosis, wrong procedure codes, they create problems for patients. And today, the patient journey has changed. A lot of doctors don't understand that there are many changes that have taken place in the patient journey. When you have a patient, what happens from the beginning to the end, from A to Z? We want to update the doctors so that they can adapt to these new changes. Patient wants to be involved in their care. So we want the doctors to know how to get involved in these new changes in a new and brave world. Our app is new, so it makes it easy to do all of this stuff. Sometimes doctors have issues with no-shows. Our app takes care of all this stuff. You don't need to be worrying about no-shows. Then it also helps you to gain patients. And if you have competitors, as a practice, we have the tools to help you gain over your competition. So doctors who are using Alexia HTC are better placed to take advantage of the modern methods of marketing and doing business. Gone are the old days. So change. Gone are the days of the dinosaur. Alexia HTC makes it easy for you to document care and also to bill. So instead of having a big merchant account with big terminals, we give you an app that does everything. So you don't need to worry about all of that stuff. So for you, the patient, if a doctor is not using Alexia HTC, tell them about Alexia HTC because it's going to make their job easy, okay? So we're going to end the show and we'll ask you, share the news of our business with everybody that you know because we want to make people to know about our businesses and our show. Also invite your friends to watch this show. We're going to be bringing you more stuff. Then at the same time, please share with us ideas that you have to improve this show because we are open. We want to listen to you. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Medical practice software is too old. Indeed, all the programs are built on MUMPS, technology of the 1950s, and the programs cost too much money. Epic and Cerner cost billions of dollars. Meditech costs thousands of dollars too. In fact, that's why we created AlexiaHTC.com, a new and free EMR/EHR for doctors. AlexiaHTC.com is built for HIPAA. Yes, magical one-screen technology, ease of use, quick charting, amazing e-prescribing, tight labs integration, multi-office difference, because we believe doctors and patients need a break today. Be the first to test drive AlexiaHTC.com. You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. Act now. Call 240-350-1131. Alexia Care Corporation at AlexiaHTC.com.
Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.